Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
Charles and I have been looking forward to this one all week. And here we go. We're underway in Madden Ultimate Team. This will be taken in at the 1. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Roethlisberger. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
Now Ben on 3rd and long. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down. Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive. Now it's Roethlisberger. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Jadeveon Clowney. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. First time into the red zone for the Buccaneers. They've got it 1st and goal at the 6. Mayfield to throw it. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And this will be scooped up by the defense. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but it's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
And instead of getting down, and he is not going to get away. The rush was too strong, and this is going to wind up a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here, a safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And so close to hitting pay dirt last time, fumbling down near the goal line. Now, how does that affect their psyche this time around?
It's a tester, that's for sure, because to be that close and come away with no points is really disappointing, not just for the guys on offense, but the defensive players, too, who thought, hey, we're going to put some points up and have a little momentum going. They've got to find a way to just get it out of their minds, let it go,
short-term memory,
and move on to the next series.
Mayfield now. And Hill with it over the middle. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
To throw again on second down, Mayfield. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead. And with the rules as touchy as they can be, it's so hard to complete a diving catch in the end zone, but he just did it pretty well.
How about him getting his body, his hands, everything underneath and around the football without it hitting the ground and causing some doubt in the minds of the people who have to look at this and possibly review it. What a tremendous effort and a great catch.
Ready. 15, 1, 13, spill, get it.
The first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley. And he's got some space here. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. The 20, 10, and all the way in for the touchdown. Saquon Barkley. 74 yards. And his guys get the quick strike touchdown. They blitzed defensively there, but he was able to slip through that first layer, and then he was gone.
I think they won the leverage game, didn't they?
Yes.
Right? They saw the blitz coming. That got to him a little bit, but they leveraged it perfectly and found not just a crease, a gigantic hole. And off he goes, and he's still going all the way to the end zone.
So the lead shaved to 2 now as the kickoff is away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. First down, Mayfield. Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield. Fletcher Cox, the former Mississippi State Bulldog, ringing the cowbell there on the sack.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Throwing on second and long. Mayfield gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. With his size coming out of the backfield, usually takes more than an arm tackle to get him down. That's why they like to get him involved in the passing game.
No doubt about it. You saw him running that angle route there and catching the ball. And with his size, not often thought to have hands, but we're hearing that more and more. Guys are doing a better job of catching the ball at any size coming out of the backfield because they need to be a full part of the offense.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Geno Atkins, he's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up fourth down. Mayfield looks to throw. And this is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field.
Mike 54. You draw Porter.
On first, they'll throw with Elway. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jadeveon Clowney able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. On second down, here's Barkley. An 8-yard gain, so that gets him halfway there. Now they're left with a 3rd and 8 more.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
Throwing, Mayfield. Over the middle, complete. That's Holt. And he gets it to the 30 when it's all said and done. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. To throw, Mayfield. Got a man on the right sideline. It's Holt, and he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Give him 30 yards there. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off two huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go Band of Brothers thought process. No one left behind, no pointing fingers, no accusations, because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
The end result, 21 yards. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Alert, 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 alert. Shot.
On third down, Mayfield. He is going to find Hill here. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Well,
and he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. From 8 yards out, and the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead.
This has to be great for the psyche of this offense. Presented with bad field position, they didn't let it stop them. They rolled downfield and scored a touchdown.
Lutz with the extra point, and that makes this a 9-point game. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25.
Ready? 18, Gator.
54. Man, I got you.
Ready, ready.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12.
I hope you brought your lunch because I'm about to take you to school.
Let's go.
The toss out to Barkley. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. He went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough third down. Play action. It's Elway. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Jadeveon Clowney getting him once again his third sack of the afternoon. Here now Johnny Townsend as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Watch out for Hill on the return. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And he slides to avoid the hit. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 16 yards, a little deja vu from the previous play where they got 16. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. They'll try to run with Lindsey. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice.
And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A 2-yard touchdown run, and the Bucs are going to add on to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Lutz good on the extra point, and that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
They'll take over first down and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
On the double.
54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Time to go. Night.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. The linebacker, Ryan Shazier, there to make the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Hey, watch that. Check, Mike.
Hey, orbit.
54. Strip that ball. Mike's 54.
They fake the give. Now Elway. Blitz coming, and down he goes. And this offense on third down today, 0 for 3. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far.